Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And I'm watching the Umbrella Academy Season 3, Episode 5.
Kindest cut.
I don't get that.
It's the trolley problem.
Oh.
You have to make the kindest cut. Luther literally said the words.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're still watching it. It's still happening.
I liked this better than the last one sometimes.
Well, Klaus, I kind of forgot that he does this. He just does this.
I don't think they've ever put this much of a button on it, but he has apparently died like 56 times.
I remember in Season 1, he went to heaven and talked to God.
I think it was during his
Or was it the Vietnam?
No, I don't think it was during Vietnam. I think it was when he like overdosed at some point, and I think it was then. He's fine. Man, I want Javon Walton.
He is so good.
In my corner. He like, or I guess Stan, because he just was like, he was going to dissolve Klaus's body. He was like there, ready to get the job done.
I'm glad to be seeing him do this because his performance as Ashtray in Euphoria was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But it didn't give...
He didn't speak.
It didn't give me a sense of like, for all I know, he's just like that.
Yeah.
And so... And he's seemingly not, and
this
or
is so
Stan is very different.
He's like a kid, and it's cute. And Ashtray was like a grown man.
Mm-hmm. I'm enjoying him and Diego and Lila. Diego and Lila are back together.
Yeah,
I like that. We Diego and Allison did have the bar fight. We got glimpses of it, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, she's still spiraling out. I mean, I get it. I've done it too, but there's just either I don't like the way that it's written or acted or the placement of it. There's not the catharsis.
Yeah, I think it's the way it's written. I don't think she's doing anything wrong. But also, in my opinion, she crossed a line in this episode.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
Yeah.
I don't even, it does, to me at this point, because I'm so fed up with her character, it doesn't even matter that she took it back.
Which she just yelled stop, though. I thought she had to do the whole rumor thing because she basically was like kind of raping him.
Yeah.
And then raping her. And it was this, I don't know.
Weird.
It was
basically Luther was going to leave to go meet Sloane. And now she's butthurt that Luther doesn't want her anymore. And she had the nerve, like, I'm tired of letting other people choose who I get to lose. And I'm like, that's not what's happened.
And he was like, because he tried to be like, he was like, you already had two other husbands and a child. And she's like, that doesn't matter. They're not here. And I'm like, no, it does matter. Like the principle quite literally does.
It's not like if you consider him, messing around with Sloane to be cheating, then you've been cheating this whole time because you've been married twice to different people.
Just because your side piece dies doesn't mean that you were no longer. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
I don't know. None of it checked.
They also, and so my husband is done watching this and he warned me, but it's like, no one is talking to each other. No one is saying that, like, one extra sentence, that's what everybody needs in order to get on the same page. Blessedly, Five and Lila were back in this episode, and they explained about the Kugelblitz and how everything's going and what they need to do and everything. But then everybody is acting like, well, we need to find whatever monster killed our mothers and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I obviously understand that Victor can't just be like, hey, by the way, it was Harlan, but let me explain, because they would just immediately go stab Harlan.
But he should, because also these mothers that they're avenging now, they've only been in need of vengeance for 3 days.
Yeah.
And so
barely.
Because furthermore, I don't understand the Sparrow Academy or specifically Ben's vendetta against this eye for an eye thing with Harlan, because they don't even understand. I guess they were talking about it, and I have to admit, when I'm not loving something, I have a very hard time taking it all in.
Yeah.
Like, so my mind just kept drifting. And I know we opened up with Victor and Harlan, where Harlan was kind of explaining what happened.
Yeah.
And was it that Harlan can feel Victor?
Harlan can feel Victor, and it's...
So that's why Harlan went on this trip?
Yes. Well, so Harlan felt Victor come back. And so that's why he went on this trip, so that he could find Victor, because Sissy always told him Victor would come back and everything would be okay.
Well, we just had A was mad at B and B was mad at A, and then C came in and an accident happened.
Yeah.
And now this blood feud it's just
the issue for me is that nobody knows why they're pissed at each other.
No, yeah, exactly.
And it doesn't make any sense to me. And the fact that
I understand that Harlan was indirectly responsible for was it Jamie and Alfonso's deaths, I suppose. But it's like, and I'm not saying that Ben should shrug and say la vie, but there's just something.
No, something's not clicking.
It's just not feeling.
Exactly. Something's not clicking. And the thing for me is, like, at this point, the only thing they could do, in my opinion, in order to fix this is go back to the 60s and make it so that Vanya in the 60s doesn't save Harlan from drowning in that pond. But, like, then what? You know what I mean?
What?
I feel like that's still going to be a ripple, because Harlan in the previous timeline, without having been infected, I guess, with this thing from Victor, would have carried on and lived a relatively average life for a boy with autism in the 1960s. So I don't know what they're going to do. There is something behind the pachinko game, which I said, and no one has seen it still, even though it opened right in front of them and it had to have a pneumatic hiss, but whatever.
It did. And it also seems that's part of the tattoo that was on adult, like grown up 5.
Mothers of Agony. It was
Mothers of Agony, and then there was like the
pachinko game on top, and it's a biker gang that used to be Klaus's drug dealers.
And so 5 just sort of went there.
Love it. Straight shot back into the members only room at the fucking biker bar. I love it.
And it was Pogo.
Mm-hmm. He's their enforcer. He's the enforcer of this motorcycle gang. I find that to be hilarious.
So, yeah, I don't know. Luther went back to Sloane.
Yeah.
She was just casually reading in her velour pants.
Those were velvet.
In her velvet pants. And then he knocked at the door a whole bunch, and she meandered down and answered it. And I was sort of like, God help you if they answered the door. Like,
I know, right?
I was like, is this the servant's entrance? Like, what?
No, that was the main
No, I know, but it just, none of it.
The math's not mathing. I don't like it.
Not clicking for me.
Victor was going to take Harlan away.
Victor told them.
Victor told Allison, and then Allison went to take Harlan away. But something leads me to believe that, like, why is Victor trusting Allison when she's at her most chaotic? I don't like it. I liked the Klaus stuff. I liked that he, like, met his mom in heaven. That was sort of cute. And he sort of realized his whole deal, because he didn't know he'd been dying the whole time.
I can buy that a handful of times, but...
Well, he's been on drugs his entire life.
Sure, and again, the implication was that Reginald was doing this to him.
Well, some of the time. He fell off the roof at that party by himself.
But I mean, Reginald was like, let's bring you back.
Yeah.
Like, so what is his power in this regard?
Well, he can see dead people, but he must just be relatively immune.
Well, because now I feel like the seeing dead people is a side effect of
having died.
Being dead.
Yeah, could be. I don't know. He and 5 actually had like a pretty nice conversation. Klaus is getting all of the shit. He's getting the best material, in my opinion. Him and Diego, and like a little bit of Luther. Like the boys are getting all the good material, where like that didn't used to be the case.
Well, I was gonna be like, I have a theory that we need either Kate Walsh or Mary J. Blige to keep this.
I would kill for either one of them back.
So, yeah, honestly, was there?
Yeah, Ben and Faye went back down to the basement. Oh, and the Umbrella Academy knows where the Kugelblitz is.
Yeah, but we didn't really find anything out from that. We just found out that the black hole is a black hole.
Well, they know where it is.
Yeah, but Ben and Faye had Grace put her eye in it.
Yeah, but then, okay, I was not done, because Ben was like, whatever, she doesn't know what she's talking about or something. And I was like, her eyeball is inside it. I think she knows what she's talking about.
Well, she said something about like God has a million eyes or
Yeah.
something like that. And I was like, stars.
Yeah.
Like the suns. Like this is poetry 101, people.
He also is being way too cavalier about this shit because then he's like, whatever, we have to focus on Harlan first and then we can deal with the black
the
hole.
Google Blitz.
And I was like, I beg your
Take care
pardon.
of the German thing first. Always take care of the German thing first.
If it's a German word that makes you sound angrier than you are, then that's the thing you need to take care of first. It's just, 5 is still wearing that incredible suit. He got an incredible suit in the lobby. The like basically all of the guests have been vaporized now.
Well, but that couldn't have been more like a more perfect encapsulation of this viewing this season.
Sure.
Because they cut to all of the people in the hotel like creepily observing them, and you were like, what is going on with this?
Yeah.
Because
they've done it like 100 times.
People and again they're observing. They're like,
yeah.
And you were like, what the hell is this? And then they all just immediately vaporized. It was like, okay, well.
They are all also dressed like they're from all different eras. So that's interesting. And when the bellman or the concierge or whatever, when they were trying to carry Klaus's body out, he just basically was like, I don't care. And like kept walking. Diego was like, Klaus is right. I love this place.
That was just really funny because Diego was like, we're playing a game.
Yeah.
And the concierge was like, what's the game? And he was like, man in a rug. And the concierge just goes, I hope you win.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. And then I guess my only other note is that we got Yusuf Gatewood back as Ray and a little flashback with Allison.
Oh yeah, it was like she woke up
thinking she couldn't speak again. Because when she first got to the 60s,
so was it just a memory or a dream?
She was remembering.
Okay.
Yeah, he's so handsome. He was on the originals. By the end of it, he was the only good part of the originals. I think that is mostly it. I don't remember actually if it was in this episode or the previous one, but when Ben and Faye got back to the Sparrow Academy, they were like, we lost Jamie and Alfonso. And Reginald was like, well, let me get my slippers and we'll go look for them.
No, that was like,
it was so fucking funny though.
So, all right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.